Welcome. Scott here. Today I am bringing you another Black Clover mobile video. In this video, I will be covering on a general overview regards to the permanent PvE content, the Tower of Adversity. This content is the game's endgame mode and toughest challenge that the game has to offer at the moment. There are many floors in the Tower of Adversity where you can take up challenges. At the time of its release, it has a total of 200 floors. In the future, the developers might add more floors. You can instantly move to other floors using the dash feature. You can view information about the enemies that appear on each floor. You can receive rewards upon clearing certain floors. In general, you will fight 3 mages for most of the floors. For floors that are multiple of 10, for example, Floor 10, Floor 110, Floor 170, you will fight 4 mages with special passive effect. I will cover them when I am going through the key floors details. You need to clear the fight within a 5-turn phase limit. You will deem to have failed the challenge if you are unable to defeat all the enemies within the allotted turn phase. So what is the rewards of clearing the floors? You can get lots of nice and end game rewards like Legendary Talent Selection Chest, LR Accessory Summon Chests, Enchantment Stone Summon Boxes, etc. For completing Floor 150 and 200, you will get an exclusive account frame. The key prize for doing this challenge is get the Mysterious Accessory Chest, the reward for clearing Floor 150 and Floor 190 and Precious Accessory Chest for clearing Floor 200. If you don't clear them, the current known means is either buying the accessory packs, which costs a lot of real-life money. You have an ultra-small chance of getting via the daily limited challenges or merge accessories mode via approaching luck at the hideout. The fights feature a turn phase restriction similar to the wanted mission stages. For all Tower of Adversity stages, you will have 5 turn phases to finish up the challenge by defeating all opponent mages in the floor. You will fail to clear the challenge if you are unable to complete it within the allotted turn phase. This also applies if all your mages are KO'd during the fight. You can see the turn order marker at the turn order bar found on the right side of the screen. Other than damage, speed, and mobility boost are 2 key important factors that you need to ensure your mages have enough turns to clear the floors. The boss HP pool will gradually increases as you progresses up the floors. In other words, the higher the floor, the stricter the damage per turn requirements will be. As a result, the usable mages for clearing this content becomes limited. This overview guide will aim to give you a quick overview on what key mages you need to have to clear the challenge. Before I proceed to talk about the mages, you might want to ask, is this content doable with a free-to-play roster? The answer is yes, but that is if you have the key mages that I am about to mention. If you have been planning your pulls strategically, you should be able to put a roster that could handle the challenge. If you are unable to clear it at the moment, it is time to make some plans to pull for the mages that could help you clearing the content in the future. To clear floors from floor 151 onwards, you will probably need to use one of the 3 top damage dealers that the game has to offer. There are some other options I think it could work, but I probably need to test them out myself before I recommend them to my viewers. All these mages has a common ground: they have insane damage scaling. Black Divider Asta will gain a tremendous damage boost when his HP drops, which he gets from his LR+2 passive. His damage will be further boosted once he gains his Desperate buff when his HP drop to 30%. To activate his Desperate buff, he needs to be deployed in a team of 4 different attribute mages. With his recently released skill page 2, Julius will gain a tremendous damage boost that scale off his speed stats. In general, the higher the speed stats that Julius have, the more damage he will dealt. Because of this, gear sets that increase speed like the Secret of Deep Sea and Millionaire's luxury gear pieces offers better synergy for him. Our infamous Black Asta has his anti-magic mechanic when his HP dropped to 30%. His damage will scales off his defense stats. The higher the defense, the higher damage output he will do. Because of this mechanic, most players will use Witch Queen to get him into anti-magic faster. All three mages requires heavy gear investment with key focus on attack percent for both Asta or magic attack percent for Julius. It will definitely help a lot if you give them the attack or magic attack necklaces. Likewise, it is doable without having these precious accessories, as I have completed all 200 floors with my F2P account. As we are fighting tanky enemies with HP pools ranging from 400k to 600k, you need to have extremely high critical rate and critical damage. As enemies does hit pretty hard and most of the time you won't be able to use critical rate buffers, you need to have minimally 100% critical rate for both Julius and Black Asta and 150% critical rate for Black Divider Asta. Black Divider Asta needs higher critical rate because of his Chaos attribute weakness. If you need more help on how to build these mages, I would recommend you to check out my mage build guides. Originally, I was planning to put him in the group of next key mages. However, because of the heavy influx on questions on his build, I decided that I should dedicate a section for him. William is an important mage that every BCM account needs to have to clear this content. Speed plays a vital role in determine whether you do the necessary setup from preventing your party get one-shotted before they even get the chance to act. Despite this importance, I will still recommend beginners to choose Lotus over William in the selective summon that you get access towards the end of Chapter 1. One of the main reason is because William is a mage that needs heavy investment to be the great mage that he can be. To be the fastest mage that he can be, you need to meet all of the following conditions. First, he needs to have his max enhancements. You can easily get his max enhancements by getting mage dupes from the mage dupe selection chest that you can get upon reaching level 4 reputation in the worlds. There are a total of 7 worlds, you should use 5 of them to get William's max enhancements. At level 4 enhancements, William will get plus 3 speed to his speed stats. His LR plus 5 passive also give him 50% chance to grant 10% increased mobility when he takes damage. Secondly, he needs to be at level 120 Transcendence. This actually applies to any mages. William needs it more because his kit depends on his speed so that he can buff your allies to getting them in advantageous position. Since you are already getting him to level 120, you might as well get him to level 125 for the 20% increased gear drop rate buff. Thirdly, he need to have his support talent will max so that you can engrave a speed stone into his will. He needs plus 3 speed stone. To get plus 3 speed stone, you can either approach Gray at the hideout to convert speed plus 2 stone to speed plus 3 or getting them from completing squad contest points quota that gives you a comprehensive gift box which includes a legendary talent stone selector box. You can get 2 such boxes from the Tower of Adversity stages reward as well. Lastly, you need to give the full gear set of the Secret of Deep Sea gear set. The gear set can be farmed at Red Gear Dungeon. Since you will be using William a lot for this event and PvP arena, it is your best interest to max out his skill 2 so that you have a 100% chance to grant an ally a 20% increased mobility buff when their mobility is equal to or lower than 50%. This will bring up some mages' turn order to be faster than the enemy, like getting Barrow to taunt lock Kahano in floor 200. For skill page, it is recommended to give him the game's strongest supporter passive skill page, Sally skill page. You can get the skill page from the skill page selector by spending 20 million Yul at the Yul exchange shop per week or exchange 50 skill minerals at the skill page salvage shop monthly. These 3 key mages are good for the Tower of Adversity, and having them will open up a larger variety of team comp options. Fate of Thread Vanessa has the awesome 2-turn invulnerability buff that she gives from her special. If you have her skill page, her skill 2 can give the party Blessing of Protection buff along with total defense. If you pair it with the Resolution support talent passive on the mage will gain debuff immunity as the total defense buff is active. Her combo attack allows you to remove immortality that allows you kill off immortal units. You will use give her HP oriented gear set build or full speed set for battle situation that you need her to move faster than the enemy. If you have Black Divider Asta, it is a no-brainer to get her as she complement well with the latter. Zora is the event's ultimate cheat code that allows you to deploy cheese strategy to clear the tower of adversity. With his reflect traps, you can place it on units with invulnerability or units with passive immortality like Langris, Licht, Party Costume Charmy or Clover Academy Fuego Leon. Once your setup is done, you just to pray that the enemies are stupid enough to hit the targets that has the active trap. Although some of the stages can be cleared without Zora having his skill page, it is your best interest to get the skill page for future endgame PvE content. He is important if you have missed out Black Asta or Mirioliana for Betelgeuse Part 6 raids. An unit that can give resurrection like Party Mimosa or Clover Academy Mimosa can be very useful for the Tower of Adversity content. Resurrection will remove the starting damage limitation debuff from the unit. For example, floor 160 will apply 400% damage reduction debuff on Chaos Attribute type Mage. You can let your Black Divider Asta die on purpose and Mimosa to revive him. If you have her invested, Party Mimosa offers more utility than Clover Academy Mimosa. She gains her SP Regen utility with her LR+2 passive and 10% HP Regen utility with her level 125 Transcendence. Do take note that both effects are activated when Party Mimosa takes her turn. As most players have Black Asta or Black Divider Asta, here are some common mages that people use to pair with them to clear the content. For Black Divider Asta, the team comp is usually with him, Valkyrie Noel, Rill and William. For those without Valkyrie Noel, you can go with Black Divider, William, Charlotte, and Rill. I won't cove much on William and Fate of Thread Vanessa since I have already them earlier. Valkyrie Noel really complements well with Black Divider Asta with her awesome utility. She provide invulnerability to Black Divider Asta via her combo attack as long as they are being set as partners. Her absolute territory buff gives the party SP+2 along with status ailments immunity and critical resistance boost. To have her absolute territory you need to have her skill page. If you have joined the game during the half anniversary, you can use her free to play skill page. To move first before any mages, she need her max enhancements and she needs to be deployed in a team comp where she is the party's sole defender mage. In my opinion, Rill is another debuffer mage that any BCM account should target to have. His special provides incapacitate and 60% chance of apply AoE stun. His skill 2, when fully enhanced, has a 70% chance of dispelling buffs and trigger defense down and incapacitate debuff upon a successful dispel. This will make Black Divider Asta's job easier to kill off targets as well. He can also extend debuffs with his skill 1 and provide a buff immunity debuff with his combo, which can be very useful for world boss content. If you have his skill page, he can trigger additional defense down debuffs. Charlotte is useful for her mark debuff. Upon killing an opponent mage that has been inflicted with mark debuff will trigger an extra turn. Just because of this utility alone, Charlotte is one of the game's best and most important starter mage that anyone who play the game should be building her up. Having the guaranteed mark debuff which you will get if her skill 2 is enhanced to level 4 will allows you to clear Capture King Wolf or Monster Attack Wanted missions on hard mode easier. Her combo attack offers the game's strong incapacitate debuff. However, as the debuff lasts for a turn, you need to time it appropriately. It is important to give her Mage's Blessing talent passive so you can have higher chances of using her skill 2 to consistently upkeeping her mark debuff. For Black Asta team comps, you will normally use the trio of Black Asta, Witch Queen, and Grey. Depending on the stage that you are tackling, the last mage can be either Ceremony Charlotte, Lotus, or William. Grey is a premium supporter mage for Black Asta. Her combo attack gives her partner mage a 210% defense buff boost. She can also boost the party's defenses with her magic convert A buff via her special or defense buff from her skill 2. Her skill 2 also gives damage over time instances immunity. If you have her skill page, The skill 2 will also give defense penetration buff, which helps a lot for Black Asta anti-magic nuking. She can extend damage over time instances on a target with her skill 1. If you have her LR+2, she can duplicate every damage over time instances active on the enemy upon attacking the target. This may results enemy die due to the damage over instances before they could get their turn. Witch Queen is the Black Asta's partner in crime. Her special will drains the highest defense mage's HP to 30% while granting life steal for the party. She can provide lots of damage over time continuous damage instances with her skill 2, bleed, poison and burn. If you have her at LR+2, she can provide heals per active damage over time instances on the opposition mages. The more instances that are active on the enemies, the bigger the heals that your party will get. As the enemies have tanky HP, usually one turn of Black Asta anti-magic powered skill 2 won't be able to sweep the enemies off, thus it is important that you can use it twice. So you need to use a SP refiller mage with Ceremony Charlotte or give Witch Queen the full meticulous tailor gear set to boost her SP refill economy. Make sure you set Swiftness talent passive on her. Ceremony Charlotte is used in Black Asta mainly for her SP refill utility with her skill 2 and defense penetration buff with her special. Defense penetration will help a lot for nuking setups in general. If you have Ceremony Charlotte at LR+2, she can gives the highest all attack mage a barrier buff that scales off her HP. Lotus can also be used for Black Asta team comp for his speed down and incapacitate debuff. His special also has a 50% chance of dispel buffs. If you have his skill page, his skill 2 can inflict concentrated attack debuff which guaranteed critical damage on the affected target. His skill 2 also extend the debuff duration on the target. His skill 1 provide the ever useful AoE mobility drain that allows you have easier setup process. With this, I have covered most of the common used mages for these two mages. Now let's proceed with the floor overview. For every floor that is a multiple of 10, you will fight 4 mages and they will usually come with a passive effect. For the passives that are highlighted in blue font, they are trigger at the start of the fight and won't be removed until the fight ends. You can disable them by letting the mage die and resurrect them. The BP requirements is between 100,000 to 260,000. If you are able to handle the raids part 4 on regularly basis, you shouldn't have much difficulty in clearing it. You can speed clear them on auto. I have used Julius, Charlotte, William, and Swimsuit As my main has Julius skill page 2 maxed enhanced, I usually see the battle ends when William buff Julius with his skill 2 and he wipe them out instantly with his skill 2. The reason why I use Charlotte is because of her marked debuff. As for Swimsuit I have used him because he offers an awesome AoE immortality removal via his combo attack. If you have problem in clearing these stages, you will have a lot of work to do on your mage's skill enhancements and the gears that you are using on them. For the passives that are highlighted in blue font, they are trigger at the start of the fight and won't be removed until the fight ends. You can disable them by letting the mage die and resurrect them. The BP requirements is between 262,000 to 350,000. If you are able to handle the raids part 5 on regularly basis, you shouldn't have much difficulty in clearing it. I still managed to clear them on auto with both my account. Again, I have used Julius, Charlotte, William, and Swimsuit As my main has Julius skill page 2 maxed enhanced, I usually see the battle ends when William buff Julius with his skill 2 and he wipe them out instantly with his skill 2. The reason why I use Charlotte is because of her marked debuff. As for Swimsuit I have used him because he offers an awesome AoE immortality removal via his combo attack. If you have problem in clearing these stages, you will have a lot of work to do on your mage's skill enhancements and the gears that you are using on them. From this point onwards, it marks the uptick in the difficulty level. This is also the stage that marks the end of my auto team comp runs. For each of these key floors, I will give a more in-depth overview and some tips on the team comps that I have used to clear the fight. For floor 150, you will fight 4 Uno, Golden Dawn Uno, Spirit Dive Uno, Swimsuit Uno, and SR Uno. In addition to their kit, they have following passive effect. At the start of the fight, they will apply 400% reduced damage dealt debuff on sense or green attribute mages. The debuff is permanent and cannot be removed unless the unit dies and got resurrected. Upon attacking the sense or chaos attribute mage, they will inflict 500% increased damage taken debuff on the target. In other words, if you let all Uno to act back to back, it is very likely the mage will die. Whenever they deal damage, they will apply 150% reduced defense debuff on your mage who has the highest defense stat for 2 turns. I have cleared the stage with the following 3 team comps. A mono blue team comp featuring Julius, William, Clover Academy Charlotte and Zora. William is used to speed buff Julius to boost his damage to nuke the Uno. Zora and Clover Academy Charlotte are used for their off-turn damage via counter-attack and reflect trap mechanics. It is your best interest to eliminate both Golden Dawn Uno and Spirit Dive Uno first due to their annoying silence mechanics. The Black Divider Asta team comp I used involved Valkyrie Noelle protecting Black Divider Asta with combo attack along Fate of Thread Vanessa's special for staggering the invulnerability buff. Of course, you will only start applying those buffs once Black Divider Asta has activated his desperate mode. As I don't have a max enhanced Black Divider Asta skill page, I have used Charlotte to guarantee those extra chances. If you have William and Zora, you can feel 2 gearless immortality units. Have William speed buff Zora and Zora apply his trap with his skill 2. You need his skill page for these cheesy strategy to work. Once you done the setup, just watch the Uno kill themselves. For floor 160, you will fight the team comp of Grey, Charlotte, Mimosa, and Noelle. In addition to their kit, they have the following passive effect. At the start of the fight, they will apply 400% reduced damage dealt debuff on power and chaos attribute mages. The debuff is permanent and cannot be removed unless the unit dies and got resurrected. Upon attacking the sense or power attribute mage, they will inflict a 500% increased damage taken debuff on the target. In other words, if you let them to act back to back, it is very likely the mage could die. Whenever they attack, they will inflict extended debuff duration on all your mages by a turn. I have cleared the stage with the following 3 team comps. The first team comp I have used is Mirioliana, William, Julius and Party Mimosa. I used Julius to focus on denying Mimosa turns, their key healer from the battlefield, and have Mirioliana taunt lock them with her skill 1. Mirioliana can only taunt if the target has an active burn debuff. As I have Julius skill page 2, I have William keep on speed buff him while having Julius use his skill 2 to deal as much AoE damage to kill them. In the second team comp, I have used Valkyrie Noelle, Black Divider Asta, William, and Clover Academy Mimosa. As Black Divider Asta is heavily nerfed due to the damage dealt reduction debuff, I use the resurrection trick to remove it so that he can wipe them once he is resurrected. It is important to have him use his skill 2 and pray that Charlotte attack bring him into low HP. I have him use skill 1 and save his special for after resurrection use. You can replace Clover Academy Mimosa with Party Mimosa. In the last team comp, I have William speed buff Grey to combo with Black Asta to stun lock Noelle. Witch Queen use special to activate Black Asta anti-magic and Black Asta to try AoE nuke the ladies. If you don't have William, you can replace him with SR Finral. But SR Finral needs to have his level 125 Transcendence so he can move before the opposition mages get their turns. Thanks to a friend from my guild, he has shared his recording for the run. So let's enjoy his run. For floor 170, you will fight the team comp of Nabra, Langris, Rill, and Spirit Dive Uno. In addition to their kit, they have the following passive effect. At the start of the fight, they will apply 400% reduced damage dealt debuff that are at an attribute advantage. In other words, Technique and Chaos Mages will have this debuff inflicted at the start of the fight. The debuff is permanent and cannot be removed unless the unit dies and got resurrected. Upon attacking the Power or Harmony attribute Mage, they will inflict a 500% increased damage taken debuff on the target. In other words, if you let them to act back to back, it is very likely the Mage could die. I have cleared the stage with the following 3 team comps. The first team comp I have used of Black Asta, Witch Queen, Julius, and Zora. I have used one Black Asta anti-magic powered nuke to weak them while having Julius use his skill 2 to AoE kill them. Zora Trap is used for additional protection while setting up. The second team comp I have the Immortal Mage Trap Trick Reflection of Valkyrie Noelle, Zora, Fate of Thread Vanessa and the Immortal Mage, Party Costume Charmy. Party Costume Charmy can be replaced with any mage who has immortality like Licht, Langris, or Clover Academy Fuego Leon. Just have Zora apply the traps on Charmy and stagger invulnerability buffs. The last team comp is the Black Asta Anti-Magic Nuke team comp featuring him, Grey, William and Witch Queen. Have Grey and Black Asta stun lock Spirit Dive Uno. Witch Queen use special to activate Black Asta anti-magic and Black Asta sweep the floor with his skill 2. Have William use special to grant Black Asta counter-attack. He will get back to his anti-magic in no time due to the floor passive. Hopefully you can kill them before they kill Asta. For floor 180, you will fight the team comp of Hateful Fauna, Kahano, Sister Teresa, and Witch Queen. In addition to their kit, they have the following passive effect. They will gain a 100% increased all attack buff when their HP is equal or higher than 90%. They will also gain a 200% increased all attack if HP is equal or less than 10%. Because of the first passive, your party will get wiped out if you don't get to apply damage mitigation before Hateful Fauna act. At the start of the fight, they will apply 400% reduced damage dealt debuff on power attribute mages. The debuff is permanent and cannot be removed unless the unit dies and got resurrected. Upon attacking the power attribute mage, they will inflict a 500% increased damage taken debuff on the target. In other words, if you let them to act back to back, it is very likely the mage could die. On the screen, you can see my team comps. The fight features triple healer setup, which means you probably won't be able to finish the fight if the opposition mages does their healing back to back. Hateful Fauna in this floor has ridiculous speed until that only 2 characters can outspeed her, which is either William, Zora in mono blue team comp or Max Dupe Valkyrie Noelle. For the first team comp, I have used Valkyrie Noelle, Black Divider Asta, William, and Charlotte. Have Valkyrie Noelle and Asta combo to stun Fauna. Have William use his speed buff on Charlotte to allow her apply mark. Asta use skill 1 on Witch Queen. Hateful Fauna will use special. William use special to give Asta counter attack buff. Once Asta get his turn, hopefully you can kill them with his special. For the second team comp, I have used the mono blue team comp of William, Julius, Swimsuit Charmy and Zora. Make sure you give Mage Blessing passive to Julius so his skill 2 cooldown is faster. You need at least level 110 for all mages to be used in the party. Have William speed buff Charmy while Zora apply his AoE trap buff for the party. Hateful Fauna will unleash her special and get killed by it. Charmy heal the party back to full health with her special. Julius use skill 2 to totally drain Kahano's mobility. Witch Queen will use her special with drains Kahano's HP, make her an easy target to kill. Use William combo with Julius and Julius uses special to eliminate Kahano and use another skill too. Have William consistently speed up Julius so he can finish the remaining 2 mages. For the third team comp, I have William speed up Zora to apply his special on Black Asta. Fauna will use her special and get killed by it. Black Asta should survive and have Vanessa apply invulnerability buff on him. Black Asta use skill 2 to nuke the opposition and hopefully you kill them before the 2-turn invulnerability wears off. For floor 190, you will fight the team comp of Sister Teresa, Barrow, Mage, and Leopold. In addition to their kit, they have the following passive effect. At the start of the fight, they will apply 400% reduced damage dealt debuff that are at attribute advantage along with harmony units. In other words, all units except blue aren't affected. The debuff is permanent and cannot be removed unless the unit dies and got resurrected. Upon attacking the power or sense attribute mage, they will inflict a 500% increased damage taken debuff on the target. In other words, if you let them to act back to back, it is very likely the mage could die. On the screen, you can see my team comps. For the first team comp, I have used Julius, Lotus, Valkyrie Noelle, and Charlotte. The setup will requires you to have Julius skill page 2 with level 3 or 4 enhancements minimally. I have made use of Charlotte's mark debuff so that Julius can do consecutive kills while Lotus denying enemy turns with his speed down, incapacitate and reduced mobility utility. For the second team comp, I have used Black Asta with Witch Queen, Grey along with Ceremony Charlotte. The team comp also work with Lotus. Make sure that Charlotte has full speed gear instead of her usual HP gear set so that she can give the party damage mitigation before enemies attack. Have Asta and Grey combo to stun Leopold. Witch Queen use special to activate Asta's anti-magic. Asta sweep with his skill 2. Grey use skill 2 to give damage over time immunity while Asta use his skill 2 to sweep another time. To enable consecutive use of skill 2, Asta needs to have the Mage Blessings passive which gives 20% chance of skill 2 cooldown. For the last team comp, I have used Valkyrie Noelle, Langris, Fate of Thread Vanessa and Zora. Langris can be replaced with another immortal unit. The strategy revolve around staggering invulnerability via Noelle's combo and Vanessa's special while Zora places his trap debuff to reflect the hard-hitting damage back to the enemy. Please note that this strategy requires precision in enemy targeting, so please do expect a lot of resets to complete the run even if you have all the units that I have mentioned. Valkyrie Noelle needs her max enhancement to act first in order to serve her absolute territory buff. For the current last and final floor 200, you will fight the team comp of Kahano, Kyoto, Despair Veto, and Gipso. In addition to their kit, they have the following passive effect. At the start of the fight, they will apply 400% reduced damage dealt debuff to all red or power attribute mages. The debuff is permanent and cannot be removed unless the unit dies and got resurrected. Upon attacking the power attribute mage, they will inflict a 500% increased damage taken debuff on the target. In other words, if you let them to act back to back, it is very likely the mage could die. They also can remove any active immortality buff with their attacks. For the first team comp, I have make use of the mono green team comp of Mirleona, Hateful Fauna, Rill, and Ceremony Charlotte. For this strategy to work, you probably need to use a very strong powerful booster skill page like Max Dupe Clover Academy Fuego Leon skill page that boosts damage based on the number of burn active on the target. It is also possible to do it with Mirleona, Spirit Dive Uno, Ceremony Charlotte, and Party Mimosa. Your Spirit Dive Uno will probably need to have at least 90k magic attack for that strategy to work. For the second team comps, I have done two variation of the Black Divider Asta team comps. You need to have Valkyrie Noelle or William for the speed boost to stun a target. Rill and Party Kahano are used for their damage boost via their debuffs or buffs. Charlotte is used for the mark debuff so that Black Divider Asta can take advantage to have additional turns to kill via the extra turn mechanics. For the last set of team comps, it is Mr. Zora Reflect Trap again. The first variant used consists of Vanessa, Zora, Golden Dawn Uno and Valkyrie Noelle. I am making use of Uno's taunt mechanic on his special and silence to prevent Kahano's heal and Veto enhanced taunt. Noelle needs her max enhancements. To remove Veto's immortality, you can use Zora and Vanessa do their combo attack. The second variant consists of Finral, Zora, Fate of Thread Vanessa and Barrow. This team comp requires Vanessa to have her LR+2 passive for the mobility boost for Barrow to taunt lock Kahano. As the same for other Zoras run, expect a lot of resets and pray that the enemy are stupid enough to hit the target with the trap debuff. Before I end the video, I would like to emphasize that this is the game's end game content. There won't be budget builds for floor 151 onwards since the battle power requirement is ranging from 350k to 450k. In other words, don't expect undergeared characters to work for the floors. Other than the key festival mages, you will definitely need to invest in gear that you are using for the supporting cast. The content is permanent. So if you are unable to complete at this point in time, don't rush and burn your resources now to get the units or enhance the mages to do the clear. It is important to note that the game's anniversary is coming. You will want to have resources to pull for the anniversary festival mage as well. Who knows? Maybe the upcoming anniversary festival mage is so overpowered that he or she makes the floors much easier to complete. Although the entire floors can be cleared with a F2P account, which I done with my F2P account. Personally, I don't think it is appropriately to say that this content is meant for F2P because there isn't a lot of F2P account players who managed their account well or got lucky with the pulls to have all the required tools to clear the floors. On another note, if you manage to clear it as a F2P player, kudos to you, but please don't gloat on your achievements to other players. To be honest, it will be a bigger achievement if you have cleared the floors without using the game optimal units. If you can clear it without using the cheat code mages like Zora or the festival mages, Black Asta or Black Divider Asta, that is actually a bigger achievement in my opinion. With this, I have come to the end of my overview guide. Hopefully it helps and give you the information that you need so that you can prepare for it to clear the content. If you like the content, please do give it a like. Please subscribe and support the channel so that I provide more insightful videos for you. Good luck for those who are still in progress of clearing it. Have a nice day, bye.